Let's talk about my philosophy on God. It's hard to put into like one sentence or one word or like one phrase, like what my philosophy is. That's hard because that's kind of like a label or a box a little bit. But let's talk about my philosophy a little bit. Let's talk about Jesus. So what do I believe about Jesus? I think that I just have a few questions. That's what I would say. When it comes to Jesus, I get it. I've felt his power before. I've had my doubts. I've had my moments of faith. But tonight I have like a whole new vision that I want to become sober. Like, I've been trying a little bit, but I've still been getting high day to day. I've been dabbling. I'm doing my best, but I'm still getting high on something day to day. And I want to get sober. I just realized, because I do remember, like, you have just such a balance of life when you're not getting high all the time. Like, there's different, it's a whole different feeling. You're happy in like a whole different type of way than just the rush of the dopamine. So anyways, so that's part of something that I think God showed me tonight. Is he wants me to become sober for a while. Like, from everything. Like, zero drugs at all. Just letting go. Like, what if, because that's the only thing, like, what if I had no, it's like complete minimalism. You don't even take any drugs. You're not dependent on anything. Complete minimalism. Like, I can go without I don't have to buy anything. So all I would need is literally food, and that's it, food and water, and that's it. That's all I would take in is food, water, and a few multivitamins. That's it. Anyways, so I think Jesus is quite possibly in alignment. I think like it's like an alignment of a perfect human that is from. I think Jesus may play a part in the God complex. And we keep hearing stuff moving over there. Anyways, so he might be like a heavenly, like a alignment. There's just a voice from heaven, someone that came from heaven. It's like a perfect human. It's like an example of a perfect human. It's an alignment into a Christ conscious. Like, in other words, like when it comes down to demons and stuff like that, you need the power of God to fight them. I've heard of some messed up stuff. I've heard of people that literally are haunted. Like some messed up stuff. And then there's just a lot of stuff like that will attack you in this world. And going back to drugs, you're just that much more susceptible to the demons. When you're doing drugs, you're just a little bit weaker. You're a little bit more, what's the word? Persuadable or like possessible. You can be possessed easier by things when you're on drugs. You get possessed by the drugs a little bit over time. So my thing right now is Kratom. I take Kratom. I take Kratom. I take hydrohexycannabinol, which is HHC. I smoke nicotine like hella. I vape all day. Like, all day. Like, the only time not hitting the Juul, the only time not hitting it is when it's on the charger. In between. And then I take it off the charger and hit it again, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, yeah, that'll be our little thing there. Yeah, so, there's just little, or just mean people, like, just viciously, brutally mean people. Like, there's not many of them, but or people that are just, you find their bad side and you get attacked by them, or, you know what I'm saying, just negative people are after you, you know what I'm saying, like there's people who don't like you, you know what I'm saying, there's a lot of things like that you gotta stay strong, and it helps to have God. You see how, like, there's no hope with certain realities? Like, with some realities, you taste a hopeless reality there. It's like, well, if we're all just gonna judge each other, we all hate each other, then it's like, it's a really hopeless way of thinking, you know. And so I need hope from God. Hope is like for the future, like there's something to live for. You know, there's actual hope there. I'm hoping. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is that? Is that a bunny? I think it was just a bunny. I thought it was a cat in my backyard for a second there. Looked a little bit too big to be a bunny, but yeah, anyways. So I need God to help me be brave and stuff like that. It's a combination of, but the thing is, I've seen truths in astrology. So I've studied astrology and I've seen truths of what they're talking about. They're smart. So there's things like I test out. There's also things that I've seen. So you see how personal I get with Jesus? See how deep I view him? But like, how much I question him, I try to question the objective and see if he's the truth. I don't want to deny it. I want to, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to the mainstream Christian faith, there's just things like earthing, what I'm doing right now. Earthing, walking in the grass barefoot, spending time with trees, like worshiping trees, you know, like sitting next to trees as if they're healing. Like I've struggled with back problems, and I swear my back is getting better. So when I sit down right underneath a huge old tree, if I spend at least probably 10-15 minutes under there, and I do that occasionally, it's just gonna be that much better for my back. Just being around a tree like that has this because you know how straight trees are. They go straight up. They're very structurally, like integrity, like they go down to a root matrix, and there's a little bit of spirituality there. I also dabble with shamanism. You know how, you know, saying in ancient tribes are more like, I guess what comes to mind is like the Indian, like a real Indian, and like Native American. It's almost like they had a shaman in their tribe, you know? Like every tribe would usually have a shaman who is to sit there and kind of hit the pipe all day, smoke the ganja, you know, and then come up with just little forgotten meanings and little hidden truths about how things should be. And I think it's just their presence. It's mostly their presence. They might not, it's like kind of like, whoa, what are you going to do? You're the shaman. Well, what's he going to do? Like, what's his powers? You gotta understand them. You know what I'm saying? Shamans are deep, like, there's people that dabble with the stuff. It's forgotten truths. Like maybe when most people don't accept someone, they will show everyone to accept that person, you know, or forgotten vibes. Like they spend a lot of time in nature, and they really probably have a strong aura. A shaman probably has a really strong aura. They take all the plants, they take the entheogens. They spend time in nature, and they understand the tools. So they might work with sage, different tools like that. They might really spend time around fires. You know, fire is a tool you can use for energy, a lot to give you chi in your aura. Being around a fire, if you have a fire like every single night, like that was going to make your spirit burn like with flame. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys.